and Bandara T. Bandara will make the presentation.
Good morning. As you well know, drowning is the second highest cause of accidental death in Sri Lanka, and this comes right after road accidents. On average, around 3.5 deaths per 100,000 population is due to drowning. So, as Sri Lanka Life Saving, as the national body for water safety and life saving, our main goal is to reduce and prevent drowning throughout the country. The non-fatal research study was first initiated to collect the data from the communities throughout Sri Lanka to help us understand the exact effects of the services that we conduct and how it could be further developed. So we have two main objectives through this survey. That is, one, to recognize the knowledge of fatalities due to drowning, and to also highlight the importance of water safety and its impact on survival. This research study was conducted through an inter-administered questionnaire, which consists of basically 12 questions. So the target populations were Sri Lankans between the ages of 18 to 70 years old. So we had international volunteers come down to us, and in total there were 18 volunteers so far. So every 6 weeks, 2 volunteers maximum would come about and support us in getting the information and collecting data and for analyzing these data. Participants were usually targeted through the water safety programs that we conducted, and also we also gave the opportunity for the volunteers to give out the surveys to any Sri Lankans that they would meet or who are willing to do the survey, and those data were also collected. In total, we had 1,424 surveys collected, and out of this 1,424, 1,139, or rather 80% of the participants recorded that they knew someone who had experienced drowning or they themselves had experienced drowning. And 20% of these participants showed that they did not know anyone who had drowned or had not experienced drowning. When this survey was administered, most of the participants, they were very interested in getting to know about water safety and drowning prevention. And so we usually do our water safety programs go on for about 3 to 4 hours, and they would occasionally request us to take part in these programs to get a good knowledge on the water safety and drowning prevention that we conduct. So this is an example of the research survey that we conduct. So like I said, 12 questions in total, and this was based in English, Sinhala and Tamil to target the diversity of cultures in Sri Lanka. And some of the main questions that we asked were the age of the victims, the locations. So locations would usually include beaches, pools, lakes, anything of that sort, and even the provinces like Western, Sabargamura, and so on. And we also asked them who saved the victim from the accident, or if they were the people who drowned, then who saved them from the accident, and also the equipment that was used for the purpose of the rescue. This is just a demographic of how, like I said before, 1,139 were people who have experienced drowning, people who had experienced drowning, whereas the rest of the 20% had not. Most of the male population showed that they had more experience in these kind of drowning incidents, whereas the female population did not. And we also found that the beaches were the most frequent places for drowning incidents to be recorded in, and the Western province was more prone to drowning because of the population. In conclusion, survey uh, the survey helped us conduct our water safety training programs and to expand our water safety programs. And also it was kind of an eye-opener so that the relevant authorities of the government could take proper action in minimizing the incidence of drowning throughout the country. We also found that more than deploying lifeguards to locations that are more frequently drowning, we found that water safety education, spreading that knowledge to the communities throughout Sri Lanka was more efficient, and it showed more impact on how it could expand the knowledge. And also, water bottles and school bags could also be used, because I think most people would think that having heavy equipment would help them, but honestly just water bottles, tree branches, they would help a lot in saving a person and minimizing that incident. As we like to say, drowning does not target a specific location or specific people, but it is a silent but deadly killer, and it affects the entire globe. As for the recommendations of this research, like I mentioned before, as one of our main objectives being the prevention of drowning and the reduction of drowning and the spread of water safety, we believe that three most important or key recommendations, such as educating the communities through Sri Lanka on the importance of water safety and basic swimming skills is much needed, and raising awareness of first aid and CPR knowledge starting at the grassroots level is also very important. And the use of community lifesavers, emergency disaster response teams to overcome the communities of Sri Lanka was significant in the reduction of drowning. These are some of the references that I used throughout, and thank you.
Okay, thank you. Judges, you have any questions?
Difficulties actually, that's an excellent presentation. I have few clarifications. Are the data, which language they ask the questions for data collection? It is mentioned that volunteers, they are foreign, right?
International volunteers.
Yeah. So which language did they use to ask this question?
So the survey was, like mentioned, in the three languages, Sinhala, English and Tamil, but when they administer the survey, they usually talk in English. But then if we do encounter a population that is not very fluent in English, then some of our volunteers would go with them to help them with the language barrier.
And also the most of the participants has been volunteers.
Yes.
Volunteers and convenient kind of something probably.
No, the participants were Sri Lankan, it could be school children, the Sri Lankan communities, but the international volunteers were the individuals who administered the survey.
Okay, so based on those facts, to which extent do you think that this is representative for Sri Lanka? The findings, the representativeness of these findings and the validity of these findings to Sri Lanka. What is your influence on that?
So this survey was, as mentioned, it was initially initiated to sort of figure out on how much of the population is aware of water safety and drowning prevention, and how much of the population has experienced drowning, and how to minimize that. So we are planning on going on with this research so that in the future we could use this. We are using this data right now, so we could improve on our programs, our water safety programs that we conduct right now. We can target certain locations, especially the rural areas, So we're hoping that this would minimize the impact of drowning and could expand the water safety knowledge.
Please, sir, you can ask.
Yeah, in your conclusion, you have mentioned that tree branches, ropes and bottles will be save the life. Is it a research finding or assumption? So is it included in your questionnaire?
Yes. So Mr. Samit, he was presenting before. He was talking about the Swim for Safety program. This was a survival training program that we teach children, school children, how to use water bottles and how to use school bags to sort of stay afloat in water. So this was definitely something that we experienced on our own, and Mr. Samit, maybe you could give a better response on this.
As a country in Sri Lanka, we are practicing that concept called Utimate. Utimate is a concept from Japan. They are teach how to save a person with anything, whatever you have right now. Anything, water, a bag, shoes, slippers, whatever you have, any kind of a flotation device, whatever you have, how to use it for a survive someone. So if as a country we don't have much more safety equipments, a proper safety equipment. So if you have a water bottle, if you have a 1 liter of a mega bottle, yes, you can save a life. So if you have a 1 or 2 mega bottles put in your bag, if you can put inside in front of you, yes, you can save a life. If you can remember, couple of years ago, there are 7 kids died in Kenya by watercraft capsizing. At that point also, if they are knowing how to save their life with their water bottle, their bag, definitely we believe they can survive their life. So that's why we practicing these kind of aspects to save the life within whatever you have, any kind of things, water bottle or whatever the flotation device with you. That's what we practice. Thank you very much.
He wanted to know was that a finding of a research, or it's your knowledge, when you give the recommendation, did your research find that? Did the people know about it?
Mr. Samit, maybe you could respond to that better. It was part of our program.
To be honest, firstly, we want to know people have any idea about what is drowning, because people don't know what is drowning. They think, okay, someone is in water, struggle, and if someone is come and help them, they think, okay, it's okay, done, nothing has happened. So first we need to give an idea to people, okay, there are some drownings. So first we need to get some knowledge from the society. Do they know really what is drowning? So that's why we try to taking this non-fatal incidents, even they know their surrounding have some risk, if there are some hazards, because people believe I am live near the river, I am so familiar with the river and I can do anything with the river. That's the problem. People are more overconfident with water. Sometimes that's another problem. That's why we want to get more knowledge from these fatal things, and we want to get an idea. Do they know much more? Know about what is the drowning? If something has happened, what to do? Before that, they know what is the really drowning was. That's why, because we have some incidents also. Even the drowning was happened, people not caring to take to the hospital even. And the secondary drowning was happened after 2-3 days. They were died because of the secondary drowning incidents. So that's why. I think the answer will be enough.
Okay, thank you very much.
And we move on to the last presentation as we are running short of time, we are behind time now. Can school teachers be lifesavers? Knowledge, attitudes and practices of school children, teachers